Back on PEGTV after some road games and some games called out because of iffy weather. We have Post 31 taking on, well, I'm calling them Hartford, but they're actually the HI Express. And this is the first game of a doubleheader. And you see Zach Aquistapace will be on the mound for Rutland Post 31. Ryan Carter will be his catcher today. And we have the rest of the defense with Aaron Bloomer getting the start at first base. Matt Merritt will be getting the start at second. Chad Ryan, your shortstop. And Mike Sorelli is at third base. In left field is Joe Rodolfi. Rob Dorian back in center field after a brief leave of absence for the high school all-star basketball games. And TJ Oliver in right field. Zach Aquistapace, we last saw him here on St. Peter's Field with the win over Bennington. And he's going to be looking at the top four in the order. Matt Paz will lead off. Sean Stone will bat second. Pat Riley hitting number 3. And Nick Avery is the cleanup batter. Scheduled for 7. And like I said, the first game of a doubleheader today on a nice warm summer afternoon. So the HI Express at the plate first. And Aquistapace will start off a little bit high for a ball. Paz the catcher. Matt Paz at the plate, batting from the left side, will be the catcher for the HI Express in the bottom half of the first. And that'll be just a little bit too far inside for a ball. So we'll go to 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff batter. There is a call for later in the afternoon, a chance for a thunder shower, and right now hopefully we'll be able to get this in. And again, he'll float it in and be high, and so with a 3-0 count, Matt Paz. Now usually they take all the way with 3-0, but I don't have a good feeling about that. If it's a good pitch, right down the pipe, give him the green light, and he will. He'll take a 3-1 count now. Like I said, Rob Dorian missed a couple games as he played for the Vermont high school all-star basketball team, took on Western Massachusetts. And that will be a walk. And he basically missed high all the way through that count. Now Sean Stone up. He'll be the third baseman for the HI Express. Like I said, most of this Express team made up of Hartford high school players. And of course, we know how well the Hartford high school baseball season went. They did an outstanding job. Got away to the finals. So this should be a decent matchup. See how aggressive they want to be on the base pass here. Ryan Carter, the catcher. And that's going to be a foul ball. That'll just be a foul ball strike. Carter behind the plate. Excellent arm, strong arm, accurate arm. Aquistapace with an above-average move over to first base for a right-handed pitcher. And right now, Paz with a pretty conservative lead over at first base. Yeah, you see him a couple steps. He was back ahead of the throw. They do have Aaron Bloomer, number 12, over there holding the runner on base defensively. We have a Bloomer at each corner. Jeff, oh no, we don't. Sorelli got the start today at third base. There goes the runner. He had a great jump. He picked a curveball to run on, and Merritt will save the ball from going out into center field. He couldn't have picked a better pitch to run on. Just a slow curveball. And so the HI Express will have a runner in scoring position with nobody down. Stone at the plate. Pat Riley on deck. And Aquistapace throwing the stretch. The big righty will be in the dirt to the backstop. There'll be a wild pitch, and that'll allow Paz to go down to third base. Yeah, so we've had a walk, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. And Hartford with the potential first run of the game, sitting down at third base with nobody out. Rob Dorian directing that infield defensively. Big leader out there, very vocal. Check swing, be foul ball into the screen for a 2-2 count now. And again, scheduled for 7. The way the mercy rule would work, the team that is trailing would have to have 5 full at bats. So hopefully that won't even come into play today. And again, you can catch all the action either on Channel 15 itself or on the computer on the web at www.pegtv.com. And he got him. Big strikeout right there as he gets the number 2 man in the order. Swinging away, and that'll be 1 out now. Pat Riley up. Now Riley, during the high school season, I saw him pitch here against MSJ and play fielder position, and you got to figure it batting in that 3 spot. He's got to be a good hitter hitting up in the order. And that's going to be popped up and out of play. Yep, or the backstop onto River Street, and it'll be just a foul ball strike. So Quistapace trying to wiggle out of a little bit of a pickle here in the first inning. And again, that outfield, as far as thinking about arms, on a ball popped up deep enough to try to send a runner home, you have Rodolphe, Dorian, and Oliver in that post 31 outfield. He's coming home on a squeeze. He was coming home on a suicide squeeze. He had broke clean. He wasn't waiting for contact. He was heading home no matter what. The ball be fouled off on a bunt attempt. So early in the ball game, they're trying to squeeze that run in there. So that foul ball, and 0-2 now. Interesting call this early in the contest. And he hit him. Yeah, a breaking ball that just didn't break, and Quistapace with a walk and a hit batter now, with a strikeout sandwiched in between. Yeah, now Nick Avery, the cleanup batter up there, and first and third, you know the situation. Excellent opportunity to send that runner down to second, see if you can draw the throw. And even if you don't draw the throw, you put him in a position to score, possibly on a single, but you also have taken away that force out or traditional double play. Quistapace with that little dance and move where you fake to third and throw to first. So Quistapace not off to the type of start he would like. Little antsy out there on the mound. And that's going to score a run. That'll bounce into Dorian. He'll make the adjustment, cut the ball off, and it'll be 1-0 Hartford as that walk, stolen base, and wild pitch turns into the game's first run on the RBI single. Plus Riley went to second base. So Fernandez at the plate. Sean Fernandez, he'll be the starting pitcher for the HI Express. He's got a first and second situation and one out. See the sign be set and then the target. No. Again, it's not been a fluid first inning here for Quistapace. He's talking to his catcher Ryan Carter. And they seem to have worked out whatever it is and back to the mound again. Humid day. It's game time temperature, according to the Channel 15 weather map, was 81 degrees. It's a hazy sun. Now, not too bad for the fielders to have to look up into. That'll be outside. A nice stop by Ryan Carter behind the plate. And I don't have an official count, but I can tell you right now, Quistapace has thrown a lot more balls than strikes. But he's the kind of pitcher that can kind of straighten things out and get a streak going of 6, 7, 8 in a row retired. And right here would be a good place to start that streak. 1-0 the HI Express. And that is going to be fair ball. I had to wait and see. They're going to send Riley around. Riley will score. There's the game's second run. And Avery over at third base. Nice scoop by Sorelli to keep the ball in play. Avery will end up at third base on a good piece of base running. And after all that excitement, it's going to be a foul ball. Well, I had to wait because Bloomer gave it a great effort, but everybody's going to go back. So, no, that's what I was waiting to see. Yeah, I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Nope. A lot of wasted energy on that play. I need a timeout just to rejuice. So, it's not a base hit. Now they're going to have a discussion. Yeah, you see the coach for Hartford. Personally, I thought it was a fair ball, but it's irrelevant what I think. In the end, it'll go as a foul ball strike. I'll make it a 1-1 count. We'll stay at 1-0 with one out in the top of the first. And the HI Express will put Riley back at second base. And again, none of the umpires had made an indication on that foul ball at all of what it was, fair or foul. So Sean Fernandez will step out of the batter's box and get time. It's already been a very entertaining filled top half of the first. So the pitch on the way from Quistapace, and that's going to be at Matt Merritt. He'll make the grab and the double play. Oh, what a good job by Ryan to be there. Take the flip from Merritt, and that'll end the threat. Be a double play. It'll be 1-0 HI Express after a half inning of play from St. Peter's Field. So Sean Fernandez on the mound, and he'll be looking at Rob Dorian, Aaron Bloomer, Ryan Carter, and in the cleanup spot today will be Jeff Bloomer. He'll be the DH hitting for Quistapace, who's got a left deltoid injury, unable to bat. Dorian, good to see him back in the top of the order. And he'll look at a breaking ball right there for a strike. And quickly, it'll be 0-2 in the count. Fernandez is going to have behind the plate Matt Paz. Tyler Perrin will play first base. Ryan Wetzel's at second. Nick Avery's your shortstop. Sean Stone's at third base. And that's going to be in the dirt for a ball. The outfield, well, we'll start with left field. Mike Avery will be out in left field. Logan Skelza will be the center fielder. And Pat Riley will be in right field. And that is the HI Express defensive alignment for you here in the bottom of the first. And he will ring him up with a fastball low on the outside corner. And Dorian caught looking very unusual. Now Aaron Bloomer up getting the start at first base today. And yeah, it's his twin brother Jeff that'll be the DH in this ball game. And that will come in a little bit high for a ball. So with a 1-0 score going in the bottom of the first, Rutland had their leadoff batter retired, looking at strike 3. And that will be a foul ball down the third baseline. Yeah, this HI Express team, or Hartford, whatever you want to call them, a lot of good pitchers, a lot of good athletes out there. This is going to be an interesting season. They almost didn't have a season, I guess, from what I've heard. A lot of talent not to put on the field. It'll come in high, and that'll put the count at 2 balls, 1 strike. And on the way, the pitch will be called a strike at the knee. And I tell you, you got to do something about getting the crowd down here live at the field to catch all this great baseball action. He will have a strikeout. Might have been a foul tip cut, but anyway, it's going to be a swinging strikeout. And Fernandez will retire the first 2 post 31 players via the strikeout. And I'll bring up the catcher, Ryan Carter. But no, you can just look in the Rutland Herald or pick up a little Legion schedule. They have them all posted all over the city, or call the Legion itself, get the schedule for the games. And they only play till July 27th, and the tournament starts. It's not in the area. Like last year, they had it here at Rutland. The year before, it was at Fairhaven. There's a strike called. Good pitch. So, again, get out, support your Legion baseball team. And there's not a bad seat in the house. You can bring a lawn chair if you want to sit right behind home base. The work night games start at 5:30, and then usually the weekends are noontime starts, double headers, or a 9-inning game. This is an exception. We're taped late, so it doesn't really matter, but this was a 1 o'clock start time today. But really, I'd love to see at least the equivalent of a bleacher full of people. Would be awesome. And that came in high. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Ryan Carter. He's got 2 down, nobody on base in front of him, and the cleanup batter on deck is going to be Jeff Bloomer. And a good eye by Ryan Carter. That'll push the count to 3 balls, 1 strike. Of course, Ryan with tremendous power can take the ball right out of the yard with 1 swing. That's a pretty good shot on the line, going back, and it's going to be off the wall for at least a double for Ryan Carter as he will head into second base, and he will be there with a stand-up double. So 2-out double by Ryan Carter. You could see that pitch stayed up above the belt, and Carter turned on it and put it right off the base of the wall out in left field. So Rutland with the tying run down at second base. Now Jeff Bloomer, the DH, up there. So from the first time today, we'll see Fernandez pitch from the stretch, and he'll just pivot and fake towards second base. Ryan Carter, about a 6-7 foot lead, step off the bag there, and that'll be 2 low and 2 outside. So Rutland trying to get a little 2-out offense going here in the bottom of the first. HI Express picking up a run in the top half of the first. A walk, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. And man, that had some pop on it. That was an outstanding fastball. Not only the velocity, but just the placement of the pitch on that outside corner to the right-handed batter. He just couldn't catch up with it. Couldn't really reach it. So 1-1 the count to Bloomer. Great mixing up of pitches right there. You saw the fastball, and he came back with the breaking ball right there, and he'll be up in the count now, 1-2. The only batter he's been behind in the count was Carter, and you see what he did? He pounced on that 3-1 pitch. Whoa! Now, the only reason I'm whoa is because that's been called a strike several times here in the first inning. This time you'll get a break. The batter will Bloomer, and he'll get the benefit of the doubt and be a 2-2 count on the ball. Now he'll work it to a full count. So the second batter in a row, he's gone to a 3-ball count. If Bloomer gets on, Mike Sorelli will be the on-deck hitter. He'll be the next batter for post 31. At the plate in the red, white, and blue uniforms. Fouled off. Good job with 2 strikes. Not to let that bat sit on his shoulder. He'll foul it off and stay at a full count. Rutland with the home opening win here against Bennington. Prior to that, they had a season opener on Chester with the win. And then in a just a tremendous, intense ball game, they lost 1-0 to Fairhaven. And he'll get them. He'll have 3 strikeouts. Strand the runner at second. We'll go to the second inning with HI Express leading 1-0 over post 31. So Hartford at the number 6 batter in their order. They're going to Tyler Perrin, Logan Scales, and then Ryan Wetzel due up as they're able to get a run in that first inning. They had a little help from Zach Quistapace. He started off with a walk. And a stolen base, a wild pitch got the runner over to third, and then a single by Nick Avery drove in the game's only run, and Rutland able to turn a double play to end the top half of the first. That'll be called a strike. We'll have a 1-1 count now. Rutland did have a runner in scoring position in the bottom half of the first, but on the inning's third strikeout by Sean Fernandez, that ended that threat for post 31. I'd like to take the opportunity right now to thank American Legion Post 31 for allowing me to videotape their Legion baseball games here at St. Peter's Field, then put them on Channel 15 for the community to watch. I'd love to have you watch them on TV or online, but I'd love to have you here in person cheering the players on live. And that's going to be a foul ball out of play toward Otter Creek. You can see TJ Oliver take a look at it and watch it sail over the fence. Quistapace handed a new baseball. He's got that 2-2 count. He'd love to start this second inning off by retiring the leadoff batter. Perrin is the first baseman for Holiday Inn Express. Wow. I'm not sure why that wasn't called a strike, but it has been a rather flexible, erratic strike zone for the first inning and a half. No, that's just from a batter's perspective. That's a hard pitch to take with 2 strikes. So 3-2, and he'll walk him, and that'll be the second inning in a row that the leadoff batter gets on via the walk. And we saw last time that the HI Express didn't waste much time in sending the runner down to second on a steal attempt. Now Logan Scales, the center fielder, up. See the base runner being held on by Aaron Bloomer over at first, and the throw will be a little bit high. Will be pulled down by Bloomer, and that wasn't a Quistapace's best move. That's just tossing over there. And again, Zach's had games where he was throwing an enormous amount of pitches just from being behind in the count a lot, and that's going to be stopped by Ryan Carter. Great job by Ryan Carter behind the plate. Kept the ball in front of him, the runner right in his sights, and he'll just chase down the loose ball and flip it out to a Quistapace. They'll keep the runner at first base. That's Perrin over there. He walked. It was Matt Paz that walked in to start the ball game off in the first inning and eventually came around to score for HI Express. And defense real quickly stays the same. Sorelli's at third, Chad Ryan's at short, Matt Merritt's at second, Aaron Bloomer at first. I already mentioned the battery of Quistapace and Carter. That'll be fouled sharply down the first baseline out of play. TJ Oliver, Rob Dorian, and Joe Rodolfi. That's the outfield out there for post 31. They come in with a 3-1 league play record. And that must put them at 3-2 overall. So started the year off with back-to-back wins, and that's going to be a foul ball. Good exercise and patience and wisdom there by Ryan Carter, letting that ball go foul. So they'll send the runner back to first base. Reel back in Scales, let him go back, pick up the bat, and he's going to have a 1-2 count. We're in the second, going to go 7. 1-0 HI Express. And got a discussion coming out here with the home base umpire and the head coach for the HI Express. Second time in the ball game he's had a little chat. Now, I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe he was looking for catcher's interference. I'm not sure. In any event, he's heading back to the dugout. Mr. Schaefer's going back behind the plate, and we're all set. With nobody out here in the top of the second, and the batter will step out. What a herky-jerky ball game this has been from both the pitching mound and the batter's box. Maybe there'll be a pitch here as the Quistapay set, and that's going to stay fair. They're going to get the runner at first and retire him. That'll push the runner to second, but they made the smart play in getting the shore out at first base. So Ryan Wetzel up for the first time. He's the second baseman. And then Mike Avery, the number 9 batter, on deck. And then Hartford will be getting their second look through the order at Big Zach Quistapay on the mound. And that was Perrin that went down to second base. So Hartford already with that 1-0 lead has a runner in scoring position with just the 1 out. Good pitch. Tickling that outside corner. Again, Quistapay's the kind of guy that can go from really spinning his wheels and struggling to all of a sudden, boom, everything will work for him. He'll just kind of glide around for a couple innings. And it's been a while since I've seen him here, but I guess it's been a while since he's thrown. And sometimes you just got to work in on getting the rust off you and the kinks off you and find your mechanics and get a rhythm. Gonna have a 1-1 count now on Wetzel. Game 1 of 2 games. You can catch game number 2 at a later date on Channel 15. You go to the website, PEGTV.com. You can watch it right there online. You can also go to the website and look at the schedule and see when the games will be coming up. And don't forget, I always get lectured about this, don't forget, Tom Leipold, the program director at Channel 15, wants you to remember, every Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he starts playing all the local games of the week. So every Saturday at 4, and that's going to be to the backstop. That'll be the second wild pitch of the ball game by Quistapay, and that'll get the runner down to third base now. So a couple wild pitches, a hit batter, a strikeout, and a couple walks. And we're only in the top of the second. My view. It's not the, it's a disclaimer. It's just my opinion. I always thought he messed around with the breaking ball way too early in a baseball game instead of establishing a consistent pitch like the fastball. Then he kind of teeters back and forth. And that's where he is right now, searching for control. So a 3-2 count to Wetzel, like I said, with Mike Avery, the on-deck hitter, the left fielder. And that will be a foul ball. And I don't know if you could tell from that shot, but yeah, the first and third base coaches from now on in Legion Baseball have to wear the protective batting helmets. And probably something that should have been instituted years ago, but got timeout called again. I believe it's by the pitcher this time as he's grooming himself, getting his shirt tucked in and looking good for PEGTV's cameras. So Quistapay will kick and fire, and he'll have another walk. That's 2 walks this inning. 3 for the ball game plus the hit batter. Now the number 9 hitter, Mike Avery up. And don't forget, Rutland post 31 has already turned 1 double play on that line drive caught by Matt Merritt, who flipped to Chad Ryan, who stepped on the bag at second. And they would love nothing more than pull another double play out of their hat right here. Runners at the corners for the HI Express. And the runner at first base staying planted right there. Being held on by Aaron Bloomer. Sorelli even with the bag, almost on the grass actually at third base. And what's becoming a very long first 2 innings of baseball, pace-wise. They'll apply the tag, and the runner there safe, and they'll just flip the ball back to Zach Quistapay. Yeah, I went for my walk this morning. On the weekend, if I don't work before a game, I go for a walk. And Zach's dad, Frank, gave me the big high. Now it looks to be catchable. And was it deep enough to send the runner? Oliver will plant himself underneath it, and they'll hold the runner as they hit the cutoff man. And good job by getting behind the ball, getting his momentum going forward, and making a nice throw to the cutoff position by T.J. Oliver. So that's 2 down now, 2 on, and top of the order, Matt Paz up. He has scored the game's only run. Again, that's because he drew the walk. Stole second base, got the third on a wild pitch, and scored on Nick Avery's single. So Rutland looking to get out of this second inning, not giving up that run. And again, there is good arm strength in that Rutland outfield. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure the strike zone yet because, like I said, then that pitch right there has been called a strike a few times in the ball game. Right there is called the ball. And if it's hard for me, it's going to be awful frustrating for the pitcher. He'll just lob one over to first base. And again, in the first third situation, and already there's a couple stolen bases to the credit, you would expect Hartford or HI Express to send that runner. That's going to be down to Matt Merritt. He'll make the pickup. He'll flip to first. That'll end the threat. We'll stay at 1-0. HI Express with the lead. Post 31 coming up to bat in the bottom of the second. Mike Sorelli getting a start at third base today. He'll be the leadoff batter here in the second inning against Sean Fernandez, who's got 3 strikeouts in the ballgame already. We're in the bottom of the second, 1-0. HI Express with the lead. And up behind away, Fernandez gave up that 2-out double to Ryan Carter. And like I said, he had the 3 outs recorded in that first inning were all on the strikeouts. And Sorelli hasn't seen a lot of action in the field, but he has pitched a ball game this year. Usually you'll see him play third or pitch. He can be shifted around on the infield. They need him at short. Well, just got overpowered Fernandez. I just can't recall him having this type of pop and velocity on the ball during the high school season, but through a little bit over an inning, he has thrown a lot of heat. And see what Fernandez has done different than Pace. He's probably thrown 70% fastballs. He's getting ahead in the count. He's finding a pitch that he can get over the plate consistently, and then he's sprinkling in the breaking ball or changeup. All right, there was a fastball. Good two-strike swing right there by Sorelli. TJ Oliver's on deck, then Joe Rodolfi for post 31. And don't forget, too, now Hartford for 2 innings has left a runner at third base, unable to get him in. They do have the 1-0 lead, but they are leaving people out there in scoring position. That is popped up in the air a mile. Will it stay in play? Nope. It'll just be over the backstop and out of play. You see Matt Paz, the catcher, give it a good look and just couldn't will it back over on the side of the screen. In the outfield, you have Mike Avery, Logan Skells, and Pat Riley for HI Express. Perrin Wetzel, Nick Avery, and Sean Stone on the infield. Sean Fernandez, number 12, the pitcher, will ring him up. He'll get him looking. That was just about belt high, maybe a little bit higher than the belt. He'll have his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Now TJ Oliver up for the first time. Oliver getting the start in right field. We've also seen TJ pitch this year. He pitched the Fairhaven game in that 1-0 loss. And a strike call there. And don't forget the squeeze play attempted earlier in the first inning, top of the first by the HI Express squad. And that didn't snap, and it'll come in high. We'll have a 1-1 count now. Again, the sun is out. It's got a little bit of cloud cover, a little mute to it, so the left fielder and a third baseman shortstop, not quite the battle usually you have trying to find the ball in the sun. And that's a good pitch. 1-2 the count. 4 strikeouts in the ball game for Fernandez. He has gone to a 3-ball count a couple times, but for the most part, he's been pitching from ahead. And just with that 1-2 count in his favor, he just had him go outside, go fishing on that fastball outside corner, and it'll become the 5th strikeout in 6 batters. Now Joe Rodolfi up. And it was with 2 outs in the first that Rutland was able to get a base runner. And boy, what a swing that was. It'll be a little blooper of a foul ball back. Paz will pick it up, fire it out to Fernandez. And as you can tell already, Rodolfi, a left-handed batter. And he put a little bit, just a very slight shift on toward the right field line. That'll stay high and outside, and we'll have a 1-1 count. If Rodolfi can get on, that'll bring up Chad Ryan. He'll be the on-deck batter, the shortstop for post 31. And that'll be fouled out of play the opposite side down the third baseline toward the bullpen area, the caged-in area. You see Natasha McPhee out there, the ball girl, bringing out some new baseballs to the umpire. And again, we'll have a doubleheader, weather permitting, here tomorrow. I believe it's Essex here tomorrow, yeah. So that'll be a good non-league game, good competition to watch for Rutland. And he'll get him on the outside corner for his 6th strikeout out of the ball game. He'll get him looking, and that'll end the inning. He'll stay 1-0. HI Express with the lead going into the top of the 3rd from St. Peter's Field. First base heading into his 3rd inning of work. Come look at the number 2 batter in the order, Sean Stone. Start him off with the ball. Stone, Riley, and Nick Avery. Now, Quistapase has walked the leadoff batter in both the 1st and 2nd inning here. Looking to avoid that trend here in the 3rd. He'll come in high and tight, and it'll be a 2-0 count. And he's got the 1 strikeout, 3 walks, hit batter, a couple singles. He's just kind of trying to find himself right here today. That's going to be down to Matt Merritt. He'll stay low on the ball, pick it up, flip to first, and get the out. Merritt now with 3 assists in the ball games. He's also helped turn a double play, and he'll get that leadoff batter out for the first time this afternoon. Pat Riley up. Pat Riley was hit by a pitch and stranded at second base. That'll happen back in the 1st inning. So Pat Riley from the right-hand side. There was some speculation he would be the pitcher in the 2nd ball game. But they also have Nick Avery available. Like I said, a very loaded, very talented Holiday Inn Express team, HI Express team. Rutland Post 31 in the field with their red, white, and blue uniforms on. The only scoring threat they had was a runner at second base with 2 down in the 1st. And that will be called a ball. Yes, 6 strikeouts in the ball game for Sean Fernandez of HI Express. That's going to be down to Matt Merritt, and he's got another chance, and looks like he's going to make it clean, and he'll help here, get the assist on the 2nd out. So a couple of 4-3 ground outs. And a much more efficient inning here by Quistapase up to this point. It's thrown into the 30s, number 30s here each innings, first 2 innings. He's looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the 3rd. He's got Nick Avery up with an RBI single to drive in the game's only run. He's the shortstop in his 1st ball game, and he'll just do a little duck out of the way on that high pitch. It'll be 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 3rd, scheduled for 7. Tight one, 1-0. HI Express with the lead. That time he went upstairs with the fastball and got him to swing through it. Just couldn't catch up to it, leaving the count out at 1-1. That outfield remains Rodolphe, Dorian, and Oliver. The infield has Bloomer, Merritt, Ryan, Sorelli, Carter behind the plate, and of course Quistapase on the mound. Tony Sorelli back at the helm for Post 31, coaching this year. And I've always got to mention, you always ask me, does George Bennett's an assistant coach, and Jamie Briggs is the other assistant coach. Ron Fairbanks is the team manager, and Natasha McPhee is back girl. And you are up to date on everybody involved with Post 31 from the team perspective. So Quistapase looks in, gets the sign, he'll set the target, and the pitch on the way from the big righty. Couldn't get him to nibble at it, and go to a 2-2 count now. Count's still in his favor right now as far as he can dictate what he wants to throw. I'd like to see him just use that big old body and elevate a fastball right here and head to the dugout. No, he's getting lobbed in the breaking ball. Be yet another 3-ball count. 3-2 the count, 2 down, and Nick Avery at the plate. Sean Fernandez, the pitcher, is the on-deck batter if Avery can extend it here. On a very warm and humid day from St. Peter's Field, you're watching PEGTV Sports, Channel 15, Public Access. And he will issue his 4th walk of the ball game. And again, the sequencing of pitches, he got up in the count, and then he nibbled with breaking stuff and lost him. So Fernandez, who hit into a double play, remember he had a hard line drive to Merritt, he snagged that and then flipped it to Ryan, and that was the 1st inning. And what you did there was just a little flip to first, runner back safe, and he tried it again. That's nifty to go back to back like that. If you notice, he didn't catch me off guard, but you know, that's because I was slow bringing the camera back to the mound. So Fernandez awaits and gets a pitch. It'll be down on the inside corner. Quistape started this third inning off, getting 2 ground ball outs to second base, then the walk, and now he is back to work here from the stretch to Fernandez. He could not get him to go upstairs and chase that, and he'll be down now 2 balls, no strikes. And if you need information on public access television, you can go to the website at PEGTV.com. You can call them at 747-0151. Or you can visit them right down at Building 24 in the House Center. They'd love to give you a tour and sign you up to be a CIP, which is a Certified Independent Producer, which is what I do. You just go out and volunteer and videotape events in the community. If you sign up, hopefully you'll do a lot better job than I do at it. But always an option if you want to get involved in public access television. Taking all the way, and there'll be a strike call, and we'll go to a 3-ball, 1 strike count. So Quistape's trying to avoid back-to-back walks. Avery. That's a strike call, and the runner was just up and going. There was no way they'd ever get a throw down. They concede second base to Nick Avery, and Fernandez now back to a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you might not think much of it, but that stolen base with a base hit here could turn into an RBI. Like that right there, and he'll score. That's how big base running is. It might have seemed harmless with 2 outs, but he got himself into a position where if something like that happened, he scores the game's 2nd run. So that's an RBI single. Well, that was the other thing. Not only did they concede the steal from first to second, he was off and running before the windup from second to third, and there was just absolutely no way nobody was going to have a chance to throw him out. And Tony Sorelli out to talk to his big righty, and like I said, he's thrown a lot of pitches already. Hit batter, 4 walks, a strikeout, some base hits. And he started off this inning looking real sharp. He had the 2 groundouts to second base, and then the walk and the base running. Nice. I mean, I got to give Hartford or HI Express a lot of credit, too, for being aggressive on the bases. And you see the umpire, Mr. Schaefer, coming out. He'll break up the meeting, and I don't think he's going to take the ball away from Zach right here. But he might have wanted the umpire to come out just so he could have a few words with him, too, because there was an exchange there between Coach Sorelli and the umpire. Speculation on my part. So Tyler Perrin up now. Yeah, he walked his only time up and got stranded at third base. So 2-0 now, HI Express with the lead, and we're in the top of the 3rd. Yeah, and there's the throw over to first, and everybody just kind of coasted back. Bloomer with the catch. We'll flip it back to a Quistape, and that Quistape might be a little frustrated. See, after that pitch, he kind of glanced toward the sky, and then he did a little stare down to the home base umpire, but he'll be down in the count now, 1 ball and no strikes. He'll bring that same pitch up and out over the plate, and it'll be fouled off by Perrin. Scelza on deck for HI Express. They've got that 2-0 lead with a run in the 1st and a run in the 3rd. And both runs were generated and helped by aggressive base running. Carter came up with the catch, cocked his arm, but did not fire down to first base. Getting everybody on the infield back at normal depth. There goes the runner. The catch, the throw, and he's going to be safe. So that will be yet another stolen base here for Hartford. That'll put a runner again when scoring position. All this happening with 2 outs. So Quistape. Now see if you learned from the last base runner. If you look to second, check the runner. He did, and that's going to be driven out on the run, and it's going to be over over the head of everybody. That's going to score the third Hartford run behind. You see the runner coming in to score, and then a runner pulling up at second base with an RBI double. As Fernandez will score, Perrin will end up at second base, and it goes 3-0 HI Express, and I'll bring up the center fielder, Logan Skelza. And he has grounded out to the pitcher, Quistapace. That was his only at-bat. That was a drive right there to deep left center field. Both Rodolfi and Dorian could not get there on a ball well hit. And that fastball will be swung through for a strike. So 2 runs so far here in the third have extended the lead to 3-0. The HI Express, and Quistapace will come to set, and that's going to be off the fist, and caught for the third out. Will be 3-0. The HI Express with the lead going into the bottom of the third over post 31. How efficient Sean Fernandez has been on the mound for HI Express. He has struck out 6 of the 7 batters he's faced, but he's looking at the number 8 hitter, Chad Ryan, and this is his first time up in the ball game to take swings with the bat. It'll be Chad Ryan, Matt Merritt, then the top of the order, Rob Dorian, due up for Rutland Post 31 as we're down by 3. A lot of ball game left to play too, so Fernandez, down in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. We'll see how the game progresses along, but they just allow him to catch and fire, and that's going to be a base hit. Unofficial, I'll give him the base hit on that. And he'll get the ball in, so we'll have the leadoff batter on, and a good runner down there, good speed on first base with Chad Ryan. Now Matt Merritt up batting that number 9 spot. So Rutland, see how they can get their running game going. Now they have a runner on with less than 1 down. Again, Chad Ryan, the shortstop. Not quite 100% before the ball game. Was talking about getting a little too much sunshine yesterday. The pitch on away from Fernandez will be right there for a strike. He's thrown with good velocity here through the entire contest. Like I said, he has struck out 6 of the 8 batters he has faced. He has given up a double to Ryan Carter and then that single to Chad Ryan. So he hasn't pitched from the stretch very often. The runner with the fake and the breaking ball on the inside corner called a strike. Well, the 1-2 count to Matt Merritt. You want him to make sure to protect the plate and not get caught looking. 3 of the strikeouts have been watching strike 3 and a flip over to first base, and Chad Ryan back well ahead of the throw. And holding him on defensively over there is Tyler Perrin for the HI Express. You have Wetzel at second, Nick Avery's at short, and Sean Stone's the third baseman. Matt Paz is the catcher. And he'll get him to chase that fastball low outside corner. He'll sit down with that 7th strikeout of the ball game. There's been good movement on the ball. Rob Dorian up for the 2nd time today. He took strike 3 looking back in the first. Right here would be a tough combination to double up. Dorian on the box with good speed, and Ryan at second base with good speed, and that pitch will dip outside for a ball. Again, Ryan with a very conservative lead down at first base. Post 31 down by 3. We're in the bottom of the third, scheduled for 7. First game of a doubleheader, and that will be right there at the knee for a strike. So Dorian looking at a 1-1 count right now. Aaron Bloomer, the on-deck batter for post 31. After a long look in, he will not get the call this time on a very similar pitch to the last one was called a strike. He'll go to 2 balls and 1 strike. The bat's been very quiet for post 31. Ryan, a little bit bigger lead at first this time. He'll draw the throw over. That'll get past and be out of play, and it's a dead ball. He'll be stopped at second base. So Rutland now, for the 2nd time in the ball game, will have a runner at second base. And again, on a single hit to the outfield, with the speed Ryan has, very capable of scoring. And now we're going to have a conference between the 2 umpires as they'll get together. And I think the question was, okay. The question was why he didn't go to third base. Okay. Again, great placement on that fastball. I got the luxury today of having MSJ head coach Glenn Carter sitting out in the bleachers so he can explain to me what's going on. But what the question from Coach Sorelli was, kind of paraphrasing it, is they're saying that the pitcher stepped back off the rubber, which would make him an infielder when he threw over to first base. Then the runner would have gotten awarded third base. And, boy, Dorian will strike out looking for the second time today. 3, 6. And that becomes 8 strikeouts for Fernandez. Now Bloomer up. He struck out swinging on a third strike. And you just get the feeling right now, the way Fernandez is catching and firing and dominating the game, that post 31 is going to have to get a little radical here. And when they do get a runner on, just roll the dice with him. And also the fact that pointed out, break up the rhythm of Fernandez by calling time, stepping out on him. Don't let him get comfortable out there and just keep catching and firing. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0 to score. HI Express, or Hartford, where we want to call them, with the lead. We're in the bottom of the third. And Sean Fernandez putting on quite a pitching clinic. And again, I just can't recall having this kind of velocity during the high school season, but very impressive. Now he has struck out 8 batters. And the runner will just tag back up. That's Chad Ryan, who led off this inning with the single, only the second hit of the ball game for post 31. The other one was a double by Ryan Carter, who is the on-deck hitter, as Bloomer now will have a 3-1 count. For the third time today, we'll see Fernandez go to 3 balls on a batter. From the stretch, helped him out a little bit there with that high fastball, and that'll make it a full count now with 2 outs. You'd expect Ryan to be off and running. If they take a look at the ball, make sure it's not scuffed up, they are going to give him a new baseball. And just real quickly, let's set that infield again. Defensively for the HI Express, they have Tyler Perrin at first base. Ryan Wetzel plays second. Nick Avery's the shortstop. Sean Stone is at third. Matt Paz behind the plate. Sean Fernandez on the mound. Mike Avery, Logan Scalza, and Pat Riley, the outfield for HI Express. And that's going to be deep, and back goes Scalza. He seems to have a beat on it. He'll make the grab deep in center field, and that will end the inning, and that will strand only the second runner of the ball game in scoring position for post 31. Will stay 3-0. HI Express with the lead heading into the 4th inning of play. No, the way Fernandez is throwing for the HI Express squad, you almost get the feeling that Quistapace is going to have to throw some shutout innings the rest of the ball game. He's team trailing 3-0. He's going to be looking at Ryan Wetzel, Mike Avery, then the top of the order, Matt Paz due up here for Hartford, and that'll be a swinging strike. Quistapace looking for a little bit easier inning of work as he is to face 2, 4, 5 batters in the first, 2, 4, 5 in the second, 2, 4, and 6 in the third. And he's gone deep in the count quite often, so he's starting to rack up the pitches now. He's up 0-2 in the count to the leadoff batter, Ryan Wetzel, here in the top of the 4th. HI Express picking up a run in the top of the 1st and 2 runs in the top of the 3rd, and that's where we stand right now score-wise. Post 31's had a runner at second base in the 1st, couldn't bring him around. They had a runner at second base in the bottom of the 3rd and couldn't bring him around. That's going to be a foul ball into the screen, and will stay at a 1-2 count. Quistapace with the 1 strikeout. That came back in the 1st inning. He had Sean Stone struck out. And then his team has turned to double play in the baseball game. Again, post 31 with some home games. I'll give them to you because they're well in advance, so you'll be able to get here. But July 19th, that's a Saturday. July 19th, that's a doubleheader. Well, that's actually a 9-inning game, but that's against Chester. And that will start at noon. So put that down on your calendar for the 19th of July. Chester will be here for a 9-inning ball game. Quistapace with the big leg kick, and nope. That will wrap around but not hit the plate. And then on Sunday, the 20th of June, that's going to be Brattleboro for a doubleheader. So Brattleboro will come in on the 20th of July, July 20th, and that'll be a doubleheader. 2 7-inning games. See Bloomer looking, Bloomer going back, and that's going to be out of play over the fence toward the Otter Creek side of the field here. So the 19th is a noon start, the 20th is a noon start, and then on Tuesday, July 22nd, Woodstock for a 1/7 inning game. That's a 5:30 start time. That's a weeknight, so 5:30 on the 22nd. Woodstock will be here. And there was a change in the schedule on July 26th. That away game at Windsor now becomes a doubleheader here at St. Peter's Field. Sorelli, nice scoop, the throw, and they'll have him. So that'll be the first out recorded here as they get the leadoff batter out on that 5-3 ground out. 2 of the 4 innings, Hartford able to get their leadoff batter on. Mike Avery up, he flied out to TJ Oliver his only time up, and that was back in the 2nd inning. And Acquista base will get the strike called, and that pitch right there, that spot right there, that's where Fernandez has been living, right there on that low outside corner. And that'll be fouled out of play. Acquista base will be up now 0-2. Remember, he retired the first 2 batters of the 3rd inning and then struggled to get that 3rd out. Hartford scoring 2 runs after there were 2 down in the 3rd. He will get him looking on the breaking ball. That's the 2nd strikeout of the ball game. First time Mike Avery has struck out. Now Matt Paz up. He's walked and scored, and he grounded out to Matt Merritt at second base. So looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game here in the 4th is post 31 Zach Acquistapace. And he's not going to get it as they'll give up a 2-out single, and that'll put another chance here for HI Express to get that aggressive running game of theirs going. Both or all 3 of their runs that they have scored, being aggressive, running the bases, stealing and taking that extra base has really contributed to, factored into the runs coming around to score eventually. Now Sean Stone up, he has struck out and then grounded out to second base. That's going to be to Matt Merritt. He will make the scoop and he'll tag him out. So Merritt, with a busy afternoon, making all the plays hit to him, that will, in the inning, will stay 3-0. HI Express with the lead going into the bottom of the 4th over post 31. Ryan Carter, who has a double back in the 1st inning, getting his 2nd chance. Take a look at Sean Fernandez, who's got 8 strikeouts. He's not giving up any walks. For the most part, he's been up in the count, and he's looked pretty sharp out there. He'll be down in the count right there, 1 ball, no strikes. Carter got a high fastball back in the 1st inning and sent it out to deep left field, where it bounced off the wall and seemed keeping the ball down and away on Carter. It'll be Carter, then Jeff Bloomer, Mike Sorelli. That's the 3 to up here in the bottom of the 4th. We're scheduled for 7. First game of a doubleheader, and he'll be in a 3-0 count. This is the part of the game where I'd love to see him just trust the batter. Give him the green light if it's in his zone, let him hit, because usually a 3-0 count, this is where you see the best pitch in the sequence. And that's not the case here, and he'll walk him on 4 straight pitches. So for the 2nd inning in a row, post 31 able to get the leadoff batter on base. And I'm looking to see if they're going to bring a courtesy runner out for the catcher Carter. And I see nobody coming out of the dugout yet. So they're going to stay with Ryan over at first base. Now Jeff Bloomer, the DH up. He struck out his only plate appearance. He's hitting for Acquistapace, who's got an injury to his left shoulder area that's not allowing him to bat. He's able to pitch, of course, but... So Jeff Bloomer usually starts at 3rd. He is the DH here, and he'll look at that one at the knee for a strike. That'll even things up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Post 31 has had 2 runners on as far as second base in the ball game, but then Fernandez able to take care of each of those threats with strikeouts to end the innings. They'll be in the dirt, and good job by Paz behind the plate to scoop that so the runner can't go down to second base on a wild pitch. Again, it's a warm day, not excessively hot, just a humid, warm summer day. Fernandez has not thrown a lot of pitches. I'll tell you right there, he had some good pop on that ball. He'll make it a 2-2 count now. If I had to give you a ratio, he's probably been 70-30 fastballs here, and it's working out for him in the baseball game. Yeah, he tried to sneak a backdoor curveball in, and that'll fall off the table a little bit early, and we'll have a full count now. So post 31 looking for their first time in a ball game, they would have back-to-back runners on. That's going to be fouled. I believe it's going to go out of play. You can see Pat Riley chasing it, and nope. It'll be on the opposite side of the fence toward Otter Creek, and they'll send the runner back to first. And the umpire a little conversation as he brought the ball out to Fernandez. So we'll stay with a 3-2 count. Ryan Carter on at first base led this inning off with a walk, and in the bottom of the fourth, post 31 down 3-0. And Jeff Bloomer will lay off from that, and that will be first time in a ball game that post 31's had 2 base runners on the same inning. So back-to-back walks, and now Mike Sorelli up, and he took strike 3 looking in his only plate appearance, and this will bring a visit to the mound to Fernandez. Like I said, can't believe fatigue or number of pitches is an issue here. We're only in the bottom of the fourth, and again, he's been very efficient on what he has thrown. But again, Ryan Carter led the inning off with a walk. Jeff Bloomer worked it to a walk, and now they're looking at Sorelli, Oliver, and Rodolfi all due up. And again, a little surprised they didn't bring a courtesy runner in for the catcher, Ryan Carter. Well, it'll be interesting, too. Are they going to swing away? Are they going to put a hit and run on? Is he going to try to lay down a little small ball? A lot of options now. He's actually got runners on with nobody down. Something he hasn't had all ball game. His hand's been tied offensively. He'll come up and inside on the fastball, and all of a sudden, the first little streak of wildness we have seen in 3+ innings from Fernandez. Paz, the catcher. Perrin, Wetzel, Avery Stone on the infield. Tell you what, they got him doing a lot of thinking now on the mound. Something he hasn't had to worry about is base runners. He's been going along at a pretty good clip. Now he's got to remember the base runners, check him back, and then throw from the stretch. And that's going to be off from Paz's glove, and that'll become a pass ball officially, and the runners will move up to second and third. So the tying run now at the plate for Rutland. And yeah, that's not a wild pitch. It's a pass ball on Paz, and Sorelli will step in, the third baseman, with a chance to get the first runs on the board here for post 31. And again, that'll be too far outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Back-to-back walks, and a chance here for a third walk in a row by Sean Fernandez. He struck out 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 in the third. And all of a sudden, having a little problem here in the fourth. And he will issue his 3rd consecutive walk of the inning. Other than that, he'd given up a double to Carter, a single to Chad Ryan, hadn't walked anybody until this point. And he's in a lot of trouble right now. So the base is juiced for post 31, and TJ Oliver, who struck out swinging back in the second inning. That was his only time up. And you know, is it Fernandez as much as it's post 31 batters getting a second look now through the lineup at the pitching of Fernandez? And Oliver having a discussion with the umpire, who's pulling out his bookwork, and not sure why. No substitutions have been made. So Oliver, with the bases loaded, nobody out, and Fernandez. Well, to say a wild streak would be an understatement. Back-to-back-to-back walks, and he'll start off 1 ball, no strikes here to Oliver. He'll swing through that fastball and make it a 1-1 count. So a pivotal point in the baseball game right here for post 31. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be lifted on the infield. They will not be able to get the runner advanced. That is a big, big out as Nick Avery will make the grab. Again, no way they can move the runners up on that. So Joe Rodolfi up. He looked at strike 3, his first time up. Well, big out there because it also sets up an inning in a double play now for HI Express. So Rodolfi will watch that one coming below the knee for a ball. And you can see that electing to go back is Fernandez to the full windup as opposed to the stretch. Bases loaded, no damage really done there, and that'll be ball 2. Now, some pitchers just feel more comfortable from either the stretch or from the full windup. Some pitchers, it doesn't matter. Obviously, with Fernandez, he wants to pitch from the windup. So in a 3-0 game and a glorious opportunity here for Post 31, not only get on the board, but get this thing tied up. They've got one out, and the base is loaded without the aid of a base hit. Oh, my goodness. Below the knee, same location, the ball pitch before was a ball, and that is critical. They just cannot settle in on what's a strike and what's a ball here as a batter. And it's been all over the place, the strike zone has today. And that's going to be out of play into the bleachers, and we'll have a 2-2 count now. This would be a huge get right here for Fernandez. Remember, Post 31 had the bases loaded, nobody out. Now they have the bases loaded, one out. Foul tip, caught, strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Fernandez. And that'll bring up Chad Ryan, who had a single back in the 3rd inning. And again, that's how big that questionable strike call was. Put Rodolfi in a position. So this would be just the greatest Houdini act by Fernandez if he can get out of this, make all these runners disappear without a run being scored. They had the bases loaded, no outs. Now they have the bases loaded, 2 outs, and that's going to drop in for an RBI. That's going to be 1 run, and they're going to send Bloomer through, and he's going to put the brakes on, and he's going to pickle now. There's the throw back. It was high, grabbed at 3rd, and Bloomer trying to stay alive on that side. And you see him trying to shrink the field on him, and he's staying alive, and he's getting exhausted. Yeah, and they will tag him out, and he'll rest on 3rd base. They will get the 1 run, but put a bookmark here in this inning. They had the bases loaded, no outs, end up with just the 1 run. It's 3-1, HI Express with the lead going into the 5th inning of play. Yeah, so Rutland able to plate 1 as we go to the top of the 5th. It'll be Pat Riley, Nick Avery, and Sean Fernandez, the 3-2 up for the Holiday Inn Express squad. And just to recap the scoring, Holiday Inn able to get a run in the top of the 1st, and then 2 in the top of the 3rd, and that's where they stand with their 3. And Post 31 shut out for the first 3 innings and able to break through, and very fortunate to get the 1 run they did in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded, no outs, and just could not get the big hit they needed. Then a base running mistake by Bloomer cost him any more chance, any more opportunities to get any scores coming in. Riley today has been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out to Matt Merritt. And that'll be a little foul ball down the 3rd baseline, and that'll even things up at 1 ball, 1 strike. And that sun's kind of gone away here. We have cloud cover now, and I'm sure the outfielders very appreciative of that. St. Peter's Field in the afternoon, notorious left field for Sunfield. They have Joe Rodolfi out in left, Rob Dorian in center. T.J. Oliver is your right fielder. That's going to be pounded up the middle to Ryan. He'll make the scoop, the throw, and he'll get him. So they'll retire the leadoff batter here in the 5th. Quista Pace with 2 strikeouts in the ball game. Now Nick Avery up. He has an RBI single, and then he's walked and scored. So he's figured in 2 of the 3 runs here for HI Express. And again, Quista Pace looking for an efficient inning, pitch count wise. Scheduled for 7. We're in the 5th. 3-1 the score. Rutland down by a couple. They don't want to give that run away here that they just got back. They're looking for a good defensive shutdown here in this inning. Oh, pulled the string on that breaking ball and had him swinging through it. 0-2 the count very quickly here to Nick Avery. He said his RBI single came back in the 1st inning. And good job of holding up on that breaking ball in the dirt and stopped by Ryan Carter. Aaron Bloomer remains at 1st base defensively. Matt Merritt's at 2nd. Chad Ryan at short. And Mike Sorelli, the 3rd baseman. Oh. Looked to be just about belt high down the middle of the plate. Won't get the call his way, and we'll go to a 2-2 count now. And a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Got him. came back with the high heater and got him swinging through it. So Quistapay now with 3 strikeouts in the ball game, 2 down, nobody on, and Sean Fernandez up. Fernandez back in the first inning lined into a double play, and then he had an RBI single and eventually scored himself back in the 3rd inning. So with 2 outs, Quistapay looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. Because it's been a couple weeks since he's pitched, and you would expect him just to get better as this game goes along. Sorelli waits, throws, and got a nice scoop at first base by Bloomer. So it's Sorelli to Bloomer, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for post 31. They'll come up in the bottom of the 5th, down 3-1. So Fernandez looking to rebound from a wild 4th inning where he walked 3 batters. We'll face number 9 hitter Matt Merritt, then top of the order, Dorian and Bloomer due up. The line so far on Fernandez, he's got 9 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 base hits allowed, and that's a good idea, but it'll go foul. I like that. They got to make him move around and get him moving on that mound and break up his rhythm, and they tried Merritt with the bunt. Of course, Merritt with very good speed. Tried to push it down the first baseline. It'll be a strike. See if they stay with the bunt now. I mean, it's just my opinion, which means nothing, but if you start with the bunt, I'd love to see you stay with the bunt. Down with 0-1 in the count, and Fernandez. That's going to be back, and Scelza on the horse, still going back, will make a great catch over the shoulder. Made that look easy, and that was a lot harder catch. That's a great job of tracking that ball and going back to get it. On a deep fly ball to center field by Matt Merritt, it'll just go as the inning's first out. Now the leadoff batter, or the top of the order, Rob Dorian up. Dorian has struck out looking both times. He's 2 of those 9 strikeouts. And he'll lay off that one for a ball. Then Logan Scelza, number 5, in the outfield, center fielder for HI Express. Man, I tell you what, that's some good play right there. Going back on the ball. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Bottom of 5th, HI Express with that 3-1 lead. And Fernandez nowhere near as sharp with his control as he was through the first 3 innings. He'll take it to a 3-0 count now to Dorian. Aaron Bloomer, the on-deck batter. And that's obvious, a ball 4 right there. And don't forget they had the bases loaded, nobody out last inning, and Rutland only able to come up with 1 run. So Bloomer, who has struck out and flied out to Scelza in center field, 0 for 2 today. Dorian, an excellent hit and run man, also just a great straight steal guy. See what Coach Sorelli wants to do with him over at first base. They have Perrin holding him on, and Dorian back well ahead of the throw. Tyler Perrin over there. Well, it's a good time to tell you the rest of the defense. Wetzel's at second, Nick Avery's at short, Sean Stone's at third behind the plate. Paz. And they'll snap the throw down, and yeah, he'll be safe. There's Paz with the throw down to first from the catcher's position. And that pitch called a strike, so it's 0-1 to Aaron Bloomer. Ryan Carter on deck for post 31. Well, he waited on that breaking ball. Scelza will look and settle in, make the grab. He's going to throw down. I'm surprised by that. And a nice job of coming up to meet the throw at first base was Perrin. So it'll just be a fly ball out to center field, and that'll be 2 down now. So Scelza with 2 putouts here in this inning. Now Carter up. Carter has doubled, got stranded at second, then he walked and scored, the only run of the ball game for post 31. That happened back in the 4th inning. And he'll start him off with a breaking ball. And Carter, the type of player with 1 swing, can tie the baseball game up. So see if they pitch him very specifically on the outside and with the breaking balls. That's another breaking ball. That'll be in the dirt, and Dorian will head down to second base, and he will be in there with no throw. So Dorian will take second base on the wild pitch. If Carter can keep this inning going on, Jeff Bloomer is the on-deck batter for Rutland Post 31. You're watching American Legion baseball action on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. And Fernandez with the fastball, splits the plate, and he'll go to a 1-2 count now. Again, the fastball has been his most used pitch, but he has really spotted the breaking stuff in between to set up that fastball. Well, right there, that's going to allow the runner to go to third base, and Dorian down at third, and Carter with a very good job of holding up on that breaking ball there. So with 2 outs, Rutland has a runner at third base, Rob Dorian. There's been 2 deep flyouts to center field, one by Merritt, one by Bloomer. And these are the portions of the ball game where they need that big hit to get that run in. And a good eye by Carter, that one down low and inside, and he'll make it a full count now. So they're trying to avoid the 4th walk of the ball game. Fernandez is the pitcher for the HI Express, and he will walk Carter, and they'll put runners at the corners. Actually, I want to correct myself. That's 5 walks in the ball game now. Now Bloomer up. He struck out in the first, and he walked in the 4th. So Bloomer at the plate with 2 down and runners at the corners. And Fernandez, last couple innings, had to labor a little bit longer than he had the first 3. He has the 9 strikeouts in the contest, none so far this inning. And that was just an overpowering fastball. Time called, as you can see the home base umpire sweeping off the plate. Again, Carter down at first base. I'd be very surprised to see them send him on a straight steal. I'm a little surprised they never brought in the courtesy runner for him, since he's doing the catching. Again, rising fastball. Got him to swing on it a little bit late, falls it down the first baseline, and quickly 0-2 in the count. Again, they're looking for that timely hit. Post 31 today, still searching for it. And Fernandez will check the runner at third. He'll do more than that. He'll actually make the step toward third and get resituated now on the rubber. Carter danced around at first, and that got his attention after the fake to third. And he will get him at strike 3 in the dirt. It's dropped. They'll throw it on to first. That's the inning. We'll stay 3-1. The HI Express with the lead as we go into the 6th inning of play from St. Peter's Field. Get another opportunity gone by the wayside for post 31. As we go into the 6th inning, they trail by 2. A quick base out there, and that first pitch is popped up, and Oliver will take a step. Oh, it's Muskowski out there, so they've got Muskowski in the ball game, number 35 for post 31 for a defensive change. There's Mr. Shortle on the PA, a little slow there getting me that one. So we'll have a fly out to right field by Tyler Perrin. And let me put down Alex Muskowski, the new right fielder in my book. And is there any other changes out there? Yes, we've got TJ Oliver's gone into play shortstop. Okay. So TJ has gone into play shortstop from right field, and Muskowski's gone to play right field. So Chad Ryan not in the ball. Like I said, he wasn't feeling 100% at the start of the ball game, and he's not in there right now. So I think that odds of him pitching the second game might be diminishing as we go along here in this ball game. Foul tip caught for strike 2. So there's 1 out here in the 6th. Quista bases settled down nicely in the 4th, 5th, and so far here in the 6th. The last runs he gave up were back in the 3rd. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how he hit it. It was literally in the dirt. Sorelli with a charge to throw, and got him! What a play by Sorelli and Bloomer at first. Sorelli with a hard charge and then skipped the throw over to Bloomer, who dug it out of the dirt and made the grab. That's the kind of play that can build momentum up and get to the plate, get some juice flowing. So it'll go down as a 5-3 ground out, but put an exclamation point next to that one. Ryan Wetzel up. He has walked and grounded out to Sorelli at third. So he is officially 0 for 1 today at the plate. Quistapace looking for back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Will come in high and tight and be a ball. He's retired 8 in a row now, Quistapace has. So, like I said, he hasn't pitched in a few weeks, and he's kind of working himself back into a rhythm here. He's retired 8 in a row. And Rutland Pulse 31, they've had the runners on bases the last couple innings, just cannot get the timely hit. They're down 3-1 in the top of the 6th, scheduled for 7, game 1 of a doubleheader against the HI Express. And that was a check swing foul back into the screen for a 2-1 count. Again, Pulse 31 with games coming up on July 19th at noon, July 20th at noon, July 22nd at 5:30. And then you skip over to July 26th. That's now a doubleheader starting at noon. And then July 27th is a noontime start. So you've really got no excuse not to get down and catch at least one game in person. I always watch it on Channel 15. And if you really don't have time, you can just go to the website, PEGTV.com, and click onto a game and watch it online on the web. And if you're like me, really old-fashioned and computer illiterate, you can still use a telephone to give them a call at 15 to get the schedule at 747-0151. Oh, he got him for the strikeout to end the inning. That is 9 in a row retired now by Quistapace. So the sun breaking out through the clouds here at St. Peter's Field. Hopefully a good omen here for Post 31 as Mike Sorelli, the leadoff batter, will swing through that fastball thrown up there by Fernandez. Fernandez, the line on him so far today, he's got 10 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 3 hits. He's allowed an extra base hit by Ryan Carter, a double. Oh, and he'll get a generous strike call there, and it'll be 0-2 now in the count to Sorelli. Yeah, Fernandez started off with 8 strikeouts through the first 3 innings, and then got in a little trouble in the 4th with 3 walks in a row, and then got extended to 5 batters, and he just picked up strikeout number 11. So Fernandez and TJ Oliver up, and he's gone from right field to shortstop, and he struck out in the 2nd and then popped up to the shortstop, Nick Avery, his last time up, and he'll look at strike 1. Fastball at the knee, right down the middle of the plate. And so Oliver awaits the next pitch, and good eye right there on a borderline pitch on that outside corner, and it'll go to 1-1 in the count. Post 31 picking up their lone run back in the 4th inning. And they had the bases loaded and nobody down, and they're able to pick up just the 1 run. That pitch called a strike goes to 1-2 the count. 11 strikeouts, looking for an even dozen, and good job with 2 strikes by Oliver, getting the bat on the ball and protecting the plate. We'll stay with a 1-2 count. There's 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th, scheduled for 7. First game of a doubleheader. PEGTV Sports bringing this to you from St. Peter's Field. And that's got a chance. It's going to be in there. It'll be off from the glove of the fielder, and Oliver going to the opposite field. It'll check swing base hit, and they'll have the runner on with 1 down. Now Rodolfi up. So Rodolfi 0 for 2 today. Took strike 3 looking in the 2nd, and then strike 3 swinging in the 4th. He'll step in there from the left side. Now I'm looking to see if it's Muskoski on deck. That would bring him back-to-back left-handed batters. And that would make sense because he would take Ryan's spot, the man he came in the game for. They are holding the runner on at first base, and that's going to be popped up, and Skells in center field, covering a lot of territory, go to almost to left field, make the catch, and that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 putouts in the ballgame for Skelza in center field. And that is going to be Alex Muskoski coming up, number 35, his first time today. And he's from Burn Burton. So, again, runner on base with less than 2 outs, and post 31 on the verge of stranding him. Is that going to be fair? That's a fair ball, and they're going to send Oliver around third base. You see him waving him home. He's going to stay up. He's coming to the plate. The throw is going to have him by a mile. What a throw from the relay man, the cutoff man. As they literally got him by 4 or 5 feet out at home base. And I like the call, though. I would have sent him too. And that will end the inning. Miskowski with the single to the opposite field. They'll throw Oliver out at the plate. We'll have a 3-1 game going into the top of the 7th. Hartford with the lead. Well, we've made it to the 7th, thanks to Mother Nature and the mercy rule. Neither one came into play, and it's pretty obvious Quistapace's job right here is to keep the deficit at 2 at 3-1, and he's looking at the number 9 hitter, Mike Avery, who's 0 for 2 today. He has flied out and struck out, and Dorian will take about 8 steps in, and Rob will make the catch for the first out of the 7th inning. So Quistapace, who's now retired 10 in a row, and I want to just go back and check my math, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 in a row set down by Quistapace. Now Matt Paz up. He scored the game's first run in the first inning. He walked and got around on a stolen base in a wild pitch to third. He grounded out to Matt Merritt, and then he had singled. Quistapace with a 1 ball, no strike count. We're in the 7th, and Rutland post 31 down, 3-1. And that strike on the outside corner, so make it a 1-1 count as we even things up. I'll tell you what, in the last 3 innings offensively, post 31 has had the batters in position, runners in position, and they just haven't been able to break through by either catching a break or getting that timely hit. They're down 3-1 in their home field, game number 1 of a doubleheader. We'll have the second game for you at a later date on Channel 15 Sports. That'll be high for a ball. And the Quistapace, like I said, really settled down from the 3rd inning on. The runs came in the 1st and the 3rd, and then in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Quistapace was very sharp. And I'm not looking for excuses, but he hadn't thrown in a couple of weeks. That'll end his streak at 10 retired in a row with a walk to Matt Paz. That'll bring up Sean Stone now. He struck out in the 1st, grounded out to Matt Merritt in the 3rd, and then flied out to Matt Merritt. Yeah, so Stone 0 for 3 from the number 2 spot in the order. Oh, great job by Carter bringing the ball down, stealing a strike call on a high pitch. So Quistapace looking in. He's got that runner on, 1 out, and his team trailing 3-1. Runner going now will be a foul ball, and they'll have to send Paz back to first base. And when the HI Express squad has gotten the base runners on, they've been very aggressive, moving them around those bases. So they'll make it an 0-2 count now to Sean Stone. Pat Riley, the on-deck hitter for Hartford. Quistapace with a little lob over to first, and Bloomer with the grab. The runner back way ahead of the throw. He only had a very brief, very short, abbreviated lead over there. That'll be high, and the runner stays planted down at first base. Now, so Paz, after the flyout by Avery, Paz over at first base via the walk. Quistapace with the 4 strikeouts, and the umpire with the time called. So everybody will get back into position. Again, that infield now has switched around a little bit. They have Aaron Bloomer at first, Matt Merritt at second, TJ Oliver at short. They call it pitch out. It was a pitch up, and boy, he's going to be in there safe. And the pitch out was actually a great job by the catcher leaping up to make the grab, but getting that aggressiveness on the bases, which has helped score the runs, where it comes into play right there. So the HI Express looking to put a little padding out there, a little insurance runs on his runner down at second with the 1 out. Stone, then Riley, then Nick Avery. Oh, just some pop on the ball then. And Quistapace will get his 5th strikeout for the 2nd out of this 7th inning, and it couldn't have came at a better time. And now Pat Riley up. Pat Riley's been hit by a pitch, grounded out to Matt Merritt at second, then grounded out to Chad Ryan, who was a shortstop at the time. So Rutland trying to get out of this inning and strand that runner at second base and get up to the bottom of the 7th, down 2. And that is going to be to TJ Oliver. He'll make the grab, make the throw, and throw it away. That will allow the run to come in, and it'll give the base runner second base as it goes out to play a dead ball. And Hartford, now again, if they don't steal second base, they don't score on that play. So every run has had the help of an aggressive base runner, whether a hit and run or steals or whatever. So it goes to 4-1 now. And Nick Avery up. Avery has singled, he's walked, and he's struck out. He's scored a run, and he's also driven in a run. So he's had a very effective day at the plate for the HI Express. And that pitch called a strike on the outside corner. So the big righty will just snap a curveball in there and be fouled back to the retaining wall. The backstop be picked up by Ryan Carter. Well, the hole got a little deeper, a little bit more digging to do as they're down 4-1 now on the top of the 7th, scheduled for 7, which means they have 3 outs to work with when they come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th. Quista Pace has gone the distance, at one point retiring 10 in a row. He has 5 strikeouts in the ball game. And he'll duck down all the way as that breaking ball just didn't break, and we'll go to a 2-2 count. Again, there is a runner in Riley at second base. They don't want to make that gap any bigger in the score, and they got to really bear down here. And he will get his 6th strikeout, but post 31 needing 3 to tie, 4 to win. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, 4-1. The HI Express with the lead. Sean Fernandez trying to put the finishing touches here on an 11 strikeout performance. He's got a 4-1 lead going into the 7th as he will face the number 9 batter, Matt Merritt. Merritt 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and flied out to center field. Top of the order, Rob Dorian sitting on deck. Again, that's going to be up the middle. Base hit for Merritt, and he will have the leadoff runner at first base with good speed. And Rutland looking for a 7th inning rally here. So Merritt with his first base hit. Dorian struck out in the 1st, the 3rd, and then walked in the 5th. Aaron Bloomer on deck to be followed by Ryan Carter. And Fernandez throwing with as much velocity will have the outside corner. It looked like he's pulled the bat back on a bunt attempt, but it still would have been a strike regardless, and it'll be an 0-1 count. First game of a doubleheader. You can catch a second game on Channel 15 Sports. I'm not sure of the pitching matchup yet in that second game. There was talk. That's going to be to the backstop, a wild pitch, and that'll allow Matt Merritt to get down to second base. Yeah, there was talk of Chad Ryan getting a start in the second game, but he left this first game, and the report was he wasn't feeling 100% anyways. And a very generous strike called way below the knee. And it's been a fluctuating strike zone throughout the day, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count now. And Dorian with 2 strikes will fall that off and stay alive in the count. Like I said, there's been 11 strikeouts recorded in the ball game by HI Express pitcher Sean Fernandez, and some very good defensive play in center field by Logan Skelza. So from the stretch, you'll check Merritt at second, bring the ball to the plate. That'll be graciously not called the ball, or strike, I mean, as it's slowing outside. Dorian, like I said, struck out in the 1st looking, struck out in the 3rd looking. Oh, I got to tell you, I'm not sure at what point that hit the plate, because it looked like a backdoor breaking ball. If anything, it wrapped around the plate. And Dorian, unfortunately, rung up for the 3rd time today on what appeared to be a ball. So it'll be Aaron Bloomer up now. He's flying out to center field twice and struck out. That's 12 strikeouts in the ball game for Fernandez. So an even dozen now in strikeouts for the HI Express pitcher, Fernandez. That's going to be to short. Avery with the throw. He'll have him. And then they throw the ball around on the infield, and yeah, he's going to just stay planted at second base. It was backed up very nicely out there. So Rutland down to the last out now. And Ryan Carter up. He has, first time at the plate, he doubled. Got stranded at second. And then he walked twice in a row. He scored the game's only run for post 31. They're down 4-1, down to their final out. That'll sail outside and be called a ball. Merritt down at second base started this inning off with a single, then a strikeout and a ground out. And that is a good pitch right down the pipe at the knee for a 1-1 count. And going back to the stretch with those two down and runner at second, and he'll hold up this time. Good eye by Cardinal Peel, and they'll say no, he checked his swing, and we'll go to 2-1 count. HI Express with a run in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the seventh. And post 31, that 1 run in the fourth. And Carter will beat that one foul down the third baseline into the bleachers. And again, there are 2 down, 1 on in the seventh. 2-2 count. And could be down to their final strike. 12 strikeouts in the ball game for Sean Fernandez of HI Express. He's gone the distance. And I got to tell you, if anything looked like a strike that hasn't been called a strike today, that was it. And Carter will breathe a sigh of relief. They'll go to a full count. They were just about in the dugout having the break between games. It'll be high for ball 4. So after appearing to have him struck out, he will walk him. That'll become his 6th walk of the ball game. So he struck out 12, walked 6, gave up 4 hits. Jeff Bloomer, he's struck out twice today and walked. He represents the tying run at the plate for post 31. Now behind for a ball. Now, Fernandez did experience quite the streak of wildness in the fourth when he walked the first 3 batters he faced. And almost got out of that inning without giving up a run, though. Boy, and the catcher getting a lot of credit for that, pulling it back into the strike zone and stealing the call for the HI Express squad. That's going to be to Avery for the ball game. He'll plant himself to throw, and that's it. Game number 1 of the doubleheader will go to the HI Express 4-1 behind the 12 strikeout performance of Sean Fernandez. So congratulations to the HI Express. Post 31 had their opportunities late in the ball game, but just couldn't get the job done. We'll come back with game number 2, and again, get out there, support American Legion baseball, and always support Munger Vision.